So, you've been doing some thinking and you've decided to sign yourself up for an ultramarathon. Lucky enough, I've got my top 5 tips for beginners. Let me talk you through them. Tip number 1 is that pace is nowhere near as key as it is in an ultramarathon compared to any kind of road race. PBs aren't really such a thing. Yes, there will be running involved, but walking or power hiking are completely acceptable forms of getting there. Time isn't as important in an ultramarathon, it's just about getting round. It's more about taking in the scenery, like this. There will likely be gates, stiles, wildlife that scupper your plan, so throw your pace out the window. Tip number 2, lube is your new best friend. That's right, you did hear me correctly. Things are going to rub and chafe that you never knew existed, from your big toe to your nether regions, because trust me, if you get a fat old blister, or worse, nipple chafing, you're going to regret it. Because you're going to have a long time to live with it. So remember, lube is key. Words to live by. Tip number 3 is that you need to train for the terrain. So this is where you're going to need to do some homework. And I want you to study the course profile of whatever ultramarathon it is that you've signed yourself up for. So I want you to look at the distance and the elevation. So for the distance, hopefully you've not signed yourself up for a huge ultramarathon as your first try. The longer the ultramarathon, the longer the longest run you need to do. And the more you need to focus on the length of time that you're on your feet out in training. Now with elevation, I want you to focus on not just the amount, but the type of elevation. Obviously, if the race is flat, you don't really need to worry much about doing hill work or any mountain work. Do you have an undulating course, kind of like here out in the South Downs? Is it more like the Southwest Coast Path? Is it a lot of short, sharp up and downs? Or is it really, really long mountainous climbs? Because all these factors are going to determine what type of terrain that you're going to need to train on and how you're going to have to structure your training plan. Because for a mountain ultra, you're going to need to be practicing some really long climbs, which you may have to simulate on a treadmill if you don't live anywhere mountainous. As in training, you're going to want to try and simulate as close as possible the terrain you're going to be facing in this race. That moves us on to tip number 4. This is where I'm going to recommend that you do a full kit run. So once you've bought everything necessary for the mandatory kit list, because the mandatory kit list on an ultramarathon is going to be long and your pack is going to be heavy. So I want you to get all your kit out one day and pack it for a training run. Firstly, the main reason for doing this is to make sure that it all fits. But the real reason for doing this is I want you to get used to the weight that you're going to have to carry for multiple hours on end. Otherwise, it's going to give you some backache. And finally, tip number 5, and this is going to be about training your mind, because 80% of an ultramarathon is all in your head. Now, I'm not talking Dr. Kawashi's brain training, I'm talking more about channeling your inner Wim Hof or David Goggins.
Back, motherfucker! I'm back!
I don't think this side of ultra running is spoken about enough. Your mindset is everything, because nobody else can run this event for you. Only you can do it, because in running and life in general, there's going to be things you question whether you're going to be able to do. But this is where you have to believe in yourself and picture yourself crossing that finish line. Now I realise this type of training isn't anything you can buy, it's something you've got to learn. You can do this by getting comfortable with being uncomfortable, doing things outside your comfort zone, and ultimately learning to tolerate things which absolutely suck. Because the more you don't want to do something, the more you need to do it, to give you the self-belief that you can push through and keep on going, even when you think you're totally done. You just need to believe in yourself in here. That's the key. If you can master your mind, you can master your body, and you'll soon realise that it's not actually as bad as it seems. Thanks for watching. I hope you found something useful in today's video, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Down, down.